Alex Eala gives a face to overseas Filipinos' battle against the odds. Alex's success and high profile gives Pinoys something to be happy and proud about amid their struggles in the workplace and homesickness, how people bask in the warm glow of her reflected glory. Since I last wrote about Alex Eala, how she charmed both fans and opponents alike at a Hong Kong tournament, her on-court hustle and two-fisted fight contrasting with her sweet nature off the battlefield, so many things have happened in the young woman's life. She reached the last 16 of the ASB Classic in Auckland, made her debut at the Australian Open in Melbourne and realized her dream of bringing WTA tennis, the way modern, high-octane tennis is played, to the country. All of that in just a month's time. Read, Warrior Princess Eala winning matches as well as new fans. Wednesday night's dramatic comeback win in the second round of the Abu Dhabi Open may be an extreme example, but it's typical Alex. Always at her fighting best, going for her shots even when the chips are down, never stopping trying to figure out what could work when nothing seems to be going her way. From one set down and, later, 0-4 down in the third set decider against the seemingly impenetrable Alexandra Sasnovich, Alex drew on deep reserves perhaps even she never knew she had, to grind down her Belarusian opponent and prevail in a tiebreak 2-6, 6-4, 7-6, July 5th. Pusso? Never say die? Alex definitely is all that. At a time when the country is drowning in government scandals, not least the flood control project anomalies that exposed the greed of many and the incompetence of others, Alex is probably the best thing that happened to the country, the hero we never knew we needed. A ray of light amid the darkness threatening to envelop us. And now as the world is starting to recognize Alex and her talent, so too is the tennis establishment getting to know a new and previously untapped army of Filipino fans worldwide, loud, passionate, expressive like none they have seen before. Where have they all come from? Where have they been all these years? They must now be asking. All it took was Alex to unlock such wave of emotions from her people. A fiesta-like atmosphere now characterizes her appearances in tournaments abroad. Overseas Filipino workers, along with their families and children, turn up in stadiums in droves to watch her matches. And for those who can't afford the price of a ticket, they patiently wait outside the tennis complex long after the end of the match to greet their hero. Warrior Princess Alex is also Ambassador-at-Large Eala. Having lived nearly half my life away from the country, I can relate to the outpouring of support from Filipinos overseas, how Alex's success and high profile gives Pinoys something to be happy and proud about amid their struggles in the workplace and homesickness, how people bask in the warm glow of her reflected glory. This is not to say that Alex is a finished product. Not by any means, and she herself is the first to admit that. And so she continues to work on her game to try to add to the tools at her disposal against the game's big hitters. How far that could take her remains to be seen. Things, mostly good, are happening to Alex at a rapid pace. But she knows the realities of a professional athlete's life. Slumps, injuries, the dips in the rankings, losses, all these are part of the life she has chosen to embrace, without fear, without a moment's hesitation. The beauty of Alex Eala's story is not about the wins. It is about a young woman's journey and her dream, the ups and downs of a professional athlete's life, her struggles and sacrifices to reach her full potential against a world dominated by the Sabalenkas, Swiateks, Rybakinas, Goffs. And guess what? She has graciously let us, the whole country, join her for the ride of a lifetime. Get more of the latest sports news and updates on spin.ph. Notice on unauthorized and unlawful use, publication, and/or dissemination of spin.ph content. Please be notified that any unauthorized and unlawful use, publication, and/or dissemination of spin.ph's content and/or materials is a direct violation of its legal and exclusive rights to the same, and shall be subject to appropriate legal action/s. Alex Eala, giving a face to overseas Filipinos' battle against the odds. In a world where borders often define the limits of opportunity, there are stories that transcend geography, stories that speak of courage, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of dreams. Among these narratives, Alex Eala, the young Filipino tennis prodigy, stands as a shining emblem. Her journey is more than a chronicle of athletic achievement. It is a reflection of the struggles and aspirations of countless overseas Filipinos, whose lives are defined by courage against adversity and the pursuit of a better future far from home. Alex's story begins not with the accolades she now boasts, but with a young girl fueled by ambition and the quiet resolve to rise above circumstances. Born into a family that understood both the weight of dreams and the reality of sacrifice, Alex's early years were steeped in the lessons of discipline and determination. But what sets her apart is not just talent, it is the symbolic journey she undertakes, a journey that mirrors the experiences of overseas Filipinos who leave their homeland armed with hope, carrying both the pride and the burden of representing their country in foreign lands. Tennis, for Alex, was never merely a game. It was a bridge between worlds, a pathway to opportunity in a society that sometimes feels constricted by economic and social boundaries. Her rise through the ranks of junior tennis was meteoric, marked by a combination of skill, grit, and an unyielding spirit. In international competitions, she did more than play. She represented a narrative of persistence familiar to millions of Filipinos working overseas. Like Alex stepping onto courts dominated by the world's best, overseas Filipinos step into workplaces, classrooms, and communities abroad, often navigating unfamiliar cultures, languages, and expectations, all while carrying the invisible weight of their homeland's hopes and dreams. The life of an overseas Filipino is seldom easy. Many leave family behind, endure long hours in challenging jobs, and face the cultural isolation of being strangers in a foreign land. They battle not only economic pressures but also the emotional toll of separation from loved ones. In Alex's victories on the court, one can see the metaphorical victories of these men and women who strive daily against systemic and personal challenges. Each powerful serve and precise return becomes emblematic of resilience, the same resilience that fuels overseas Filipinos to keep moving forward despite the odds stacked against them. Alex's triumphs resonate on a deeply symbolic level. When she won international junior tournaments, she did not merely bring glory to herself or her family. She illuminated the possibilities for every Filipino who dares to dream beyond borders. Her journey reminds us that success is not solely about personal achievement, it is about representation. Overseas Filipinos, much like Alex, become ambassadors of their culture and identity, showcasing the values of hard work, discipline, and integrity in spaces where they are often outsiders. Through her athletic excellence, Alex tells the world, Filipinos are not only capable, they are exceptional.